Computer shopping has never been better at Radio Shack. Here's proof. Our new ultra-high-performance 386SX 20 megahertz computer with 85 megabyte hard drive, only $12.99.
Who cares about New York City?
I care about New York City.
The Morning Stream. Maybe I can help you. I am Boba Fett.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for Wednesday, Feb 5th, 2025. I'm Scott. That's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Hey.
You know, I know you were at the dentist yesterday, and I know that that's never a fun experience. But
yeah.
you have I want to bump this up and talk about it first.
Yeah, I want to do it first.
Yeah.
Sure.
So let's get the full story. You went in for what was called a root shaving, or what the hell was it?
Root planing. Yeah, root planing, where basically they kind of help prevent periodontal disease or periodontitis by doing a little bit of scraping below the gum line on each root of your tooth. And you'll know when you go to the dentist office and they do a pocket check. They'll occasionally take their little pokey device, and they'll poke all along your gum line to each root. And sometimes they'll do it in tandem, so there'll be your hygienist and then another hygienist who's writing down the numbers. They'll say 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard him do this chant before. I didn't know what it was for, but it sounded like them, or it sounded just like that. So when they're doing that, what is that? That's them just...
They're seeing how deep the pockets are around each of your roots.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's where plaque and stuff can collect, bacteria, things like that. And if you brush, if you floss, you can mitigate that. You can't entirely prevent it, but you can definitely keep it from happening for a long time. I kept it from happening for 56 years, 55 years.
Well done indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's, it's time for some no fun with that whole thing. So what they have to do is numb your mouth, and they do this one half at a time. So she had to numb one half of my mouth, which means the needle with the Novocaine in it, or the local anesthetic. I assume they still use Novocaine. They probably use something else.
I think it's still Novocaine, but it's probably, I'm sure that formulation's changed, right, over the years.
Probably, yeah, exactly. And there's that, that initial jab of the needle that's like pain, and then it's like, okay, now I'm feeling good, and now things are going real well. So she did a great job. My hygienist Kim, totally pro. She's friendly. She lets me keep my AirPods in. I listened to Dana Carvey and David Spade interview Bobby Moynihan for an hour. By the way, the whole procedure, she booked 2 hours, but it really took about an hour. It was actually,
that's great.
Like about an hour and 9 minutes. I got out of there at 2:09.
Do you numb quickly, or do you take a while? How's that work for you?
I numb. I guess she got me in the right place because I numbed really quickly. So in the past, there have been times, like I had a root canal because I have a porous tooth, or had a porous tooth.
Yeah.
Porous tooth. So I had to have a root canal, and for whatever reason, that one took a long time to numb. They just didn't get the right spot for the Novocaine to go in and start killing nerves. But Kim got it right. She got it, right on the thing. So she reclines the chair back, and she starts working on me. And she's using the Sonic deal. And even with the congestion I had last week with the flu and everything, I did some Afrin, so I was able to breathe. And
good. I was worried about that. I'm glad that went okay. That's the worst part.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And she knew about that. She's like, so you had to cancel your appointment? I'm like, yeah, I had the flu last week. I was, she's like, oh, well, yeah, you still sound a little bit congested, but I think you're going to be fine. But if there's any problem, and she's talking to me while she's spraying water. She has the water and the suction going in my mouth at the same time. Irrigating, whatever. Sure. And she's like, well, if you have any problems, just raise your hand and I can stop. I can do the suction, get any water out of your mouth if you have any problems breathing. And I start to reply, no problem. Of course, it comes out, no problem. but with the water in the back of my throat,
oh shit,
the slight intake of air that I made before I said no problem resulted in water going down the wrong pipe. Before I could even get a hand up to my mouth, it was that quick a reflex action. I coughed and I looked like the frickin' Bellagio fountains. Fortunately, I missed the hygienist, but it was like a.
Oh man. You know they see that stuff all the time, but it's so embarrassing that you.
It's so embarrassing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, actually, you got that under control pretty quickly, but sorry about that. I shouldn't. She says, I'm sorry. I really shouldn't talk to you while I'm spraying water in your mouth and doing that. And I said, oh no, you're not the problem. I shouldn't reply while you're spraying water in my mouth.
Yeah, that's great. Well, at least she, she's. How do you put this? She's the one you always like, right? You're always talking about how she does a good job.
She's one of two that I get there on the regular, and both of them are pros. Both of them are excellent. So, yeah.
That's good. You got to get this shit done. You may as well have somebody who really knows what they're doing,
Damn right. Yep, exactly. And yeah, thumbs up is what I usually do, Fastidious. I usually just give the thumbs up. But I was holding my phone in my hands so that I could remember, because basically I have to do it somewhat blind. I could either reach up to my ear and tap my AirPods to pause if I need to pause because she's talking, or I can remember about where the pause button is on my phone and just remember that I just need to tap it right there. And if I move my hands, I'm going to lose that spot. So,
future good idea. This little whatever they call it, the little smart button, you can assign that to be a pause on there.
It's true. I could. Yeah. Why don't I do that? What do I have it even doing?
Right now, I have it silencing and unsilencing, but you can assign it to be anything. So
I programmed it for multi-button. There was like a shortcut multi-button thing that Barry sent to me. Said, yeah, if you can add software to it so that you can actually have it come up with a menu of things when you press and hold it. And I used that, and I need to just set it to be a pause button. I don't know why I don't.
Yeah, I switch mine around depending on what's going on, but that would be. I think I'm going to remember this now because I got to go in there next week for just a checkup. But I'm making it pause. That's what I'm doing.
There you go, smart man.
Yep,
smart man.
Probably won't be Moynihan's interview. Was that any good? Did they let him talk, or did they?
They totally did. Okay. They're getting so much better at their interviews. They're like way better at letting the guest actually talk. They still make sure, backhandedly, that every single person that comes to their interview thing ends up doing a Lorne Michaels impersonation, and Bobby Moynihan's was one of the funniest impersonations I'd heard. Not because it was dead on. Oh well, you're going to do this. You're going to do this sketch when but it's more like what he says. Bobby was pitching some idea in the writers' meeting of like, well, I want to do this thing about this guy who is buying a car and the car is filled with mice or something like that. That's not exactly what he said, but it was some other thing.
Yeah.
And Lauren pauses for a second and then says, and the Emmy goes to.
That's great. You forget that he's actually funny.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, because he's so dour all the time, and they use him in such a dour way, and everyone's impressions of him are always very like and they're not
exactly right.
But he's a guy who appreciates comedy and is there for a reason. He
and Aykroyd and Chevy Chase basically founded Saturday Night Live, like got that whole thing going, and then pulled in all the other people, or some story like that. Like it was just 2 or 3 of them with him as all being really funny people, and said we should do a show, and then pulls in everybody to do the thing.
Yeah, and he was doing whatever Canadian stuff before that. It wasn't Second City, or was it? Or SCTV?
Groundlings and Second City. Yeah. The 2 of them. Yep.
Yeah.
So went through all that. It went so. Like it was a breeze. Like the only pain I felt was the initial little sting of the needle going in for the Novocaine, but the whole rest of the process, painless, went super quick. I guess I didn't have as many pockets to deal with as I thought. Like it was like 3 or 4, but it needed to be done, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's good. And as promised, right after the dentist, I went to that bakery, the One More Piece Bakery.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sending you a photo in Discord, Scott,
all right,
of
let's take a look here.
the glass case of things that they sell at said bakery.
Oh, let's do some pinches.
So you can do some zoomy fingers on this business.
These cakes look good. Everything looks
really good cakes and
Black Forest cake. Oh, I could eat that. I could eat that right now.
Well, you see that the Black Forest cake isn't there.
Yeah, it's actually gone.
They've got the sign and they've got the cheesecake next to it.
Yeah.
It's gone because she's cutting me a slice.
Oh, okay. You got the right thing then. I love that stuff.
Yeah. That's my favorite cake is Black Forest cake. And technically she was cutting 2 slices because, it's Tina's birthday. I'm getting her a slice of Black Forest cake.
Yeah, of course. Sure.
We actually just split one piece, so we have one more piece to have tonight, but because we don't need each an entire slice of cake, but macarons, something called birdie cake, which looked really, really good.
Birdie cake.
But everything says, made fresh this morning at 8 a.m. So like, I want to go there at the end of the day and say, are you just going to throw the rest of this stuff out because you're making new ones in the morning?
They probably have a late day. A lot of those places will do like a little sale at the end of the day.
Probably, yeah, like a little, all right, half price for the whole for the rest of this cake.
Yeah, our fancy grocery store here does that every day. So that's when we go get our bagels because they're so much cheaper, but they're also literally they were made that day. It's like, why wouldn't we get these? They're fantastic. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, the one in the top left there looks like the cake from Portal.
Let's see.
The white one with the strawberries.
Oh, this one here, yeah.
It's like that cake is not alive, but I don't know. It's called a milk girl cake. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, what does that mean? Milk girl
cake.
Check on Janice in the back. See if she's still lactating. We got to make another milk girl cake.
Milk girl cake. Next to it is a chocolate milk girl.
I don't know if I like that at all, that name. I don't think I do, no.
Oh, sorry, that's a typo. It should be girl milk cake.
Oh, even better. Well, that's great. I'm glad you went immediately and jammed some cake into your freshly scraped roots. That's what you want to do.
Well, I did, Scott, because the side of my face was still numb for about 3 hours afterwards. I almost called and left you a message, but I'm like, you know what? He took that damn photo that I sent him and spread it all over the place. I'm not going to give him an audio file to.
Oh, I only used it in our Discord. He's talking about this one. So check this out.
only used it in Discord, but here it is.
Yeah, here it is. Now it's out for everybody. I thought you guys, this is the face of your new host. There's Brian in full elongated mode, and there's me in wide load.
Giant peen. Yeah, I sent Scott a selfie from the dentist chair with those giant blast. Like I can't see anything with the the blast shield down.
Did they give you those? That's a from them thing?
Or yeah, but I don't get to keep them.
Well, right, but I just meant you didn't bring them.
No, I didn't bring them. No, because they use UV light and laser. Oh, nice.
You like that? Oh, I can't keep up with Brian's sweet moves.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I'm glad you had a good experience and teeth are good.
Yeah. You know what? It honestly, for as unpleasant as it was, as I was planning for it to be, it really wasn't that bad.
Good.
So
this pleases me.
By the way, Domo tells us that milk girl cake is a very simple cake recipe that consists of thin, sweetened condensed milk layers with a sour cream frosting.
Why is it called girl milk or whatever? Why has it got that name?
Milk girl? I don't know.
It's probably some old world thing. Some Swiss girl goes down the hill to the cow, brings it up. Makes a special cow.
Two cans, like in her little St. Pauli girl outfit, carrying two wooden buckets of milk that she freshly milked the cow.
Putting little mini marshmallows in everybody's hot chocolate, all that stuff, all the stereotypes.
Exactly. Right by the guy with the giant horn that goes, Ricola!
Yeah, I assume all those people live in the same village.
Yeah.
What an amazing place that must be to live. Well, that's great. I'll be going next week for a checkup. Everyone, cross your fingers that it's just normal, and I walk out of there unscathed. All right, we did. Somebody this threw me. I didn't know this because I didn't watch the Grammys and didn't really pay attention to any of it. But I guess a Beatles song won, and they said it was an AI assisted Beatles song won a Grammy. And of course, most people freaked out. I did a little more digging. Turns out it's a little more complicated. It's not like it was just made out of thin air.
No.
In fact, not even close.
This is something they've been working on for a while. And when they did Real Love and Free as a Bird back in the 90s for that Beatles anthology documentary, which was excellent. I watched that with my buddy Cliff. We were traveling through the Southeast at the time, we visited about 12 different newspapers on that trip. And whatever hotel we stayed in, one of us would come to the other's room and we'd watch the next part of that documentary. But they also had this other song, Now and Then, that John had recorded and written, but the piano was really overpowering the vocals, and there was no way for Jeff Lynne, Electric Light Orchestra's Jeff Lynne, to separate the audio. So they even recorded a little bit of music. George and Paul and Ringo recorded some music to go along with it, but decided ultimately to kind of scrap it and say, yeah, we just can't separate enough of John's vocals from the piano to make it work. So along comes Peter Jackson and that Get Back documentary where they use AI to kind of clean up the audio. And they said, oh, well, maybe we can use that to clean up the vocals from John. And by that point, of course, George Harrison had passed away. Yeah. And so they couldn't have him to kind of join them for a new recording. But they used AI basically to separate the piano and isolate John's vocals so that they could actually come up with a clean Lennon vocal for the song. My problem, I have no problem with any of that. I think it's brilliant. I think it's great. I really love the song itself. I think it's a beautiful, the lyrics are so Lennon it hurts. It's beautiful stuff. And the arrangement that they do with it is really, really good. Here's where I have the issue. If you watch the documentary that goes along with it, and it's on YouTube, Paul explains that, well, I wanted to use a slide guitar to kind of emulate the sound that George Harrison did with his guitar. So I did that. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait. So you didn't use any of George Harrison's recorded guitar from the 90s that he actually recorded for this song. You did your own, you did an impression of George Harrison's guitar for the song? Yeah.
I don't like that either.
No, that's the issue. That's the big issue I have with it. It's a bummer Beatles song because it doesn't really feature George Harrison's guitar. Features him on vocals. They use his the vocals that he recorded, but it's like they do all this work to make sure John Lennon gets represented in there, and then Paul just does an impression of George for the guitar, and that feels like the shortest shrift you could possibly give the best Beatle.
Yeah, I don't love that either. Like the AI use in this is actually very practical, and it's the kind of AI stuff I'm in support of. It's kind of great to be able to restore stuff, and they're not making crap out of thin air. Everybody's first impression was that, and they heard this and went, "Oh shit, AI at it again, making Beatles songs." Exactly. Like, doesn't work that way, you guys. You got to dig a little deeper. No. But yeah, that guitar thing's kind of a bummer. I don't like that. That's lame.
Yeah, and the video is early AI, kind of rough business, where they show the younger Beatles that they pulled from footage intermingling with the Beatles as they are now, or as they were in the 90s when George recorded his vocals and other parts. It's like, okay, it looks a little six-fingery at points. Like,
yeah, it's like that first poster for Fantastic Four. It's got everybody all pissed off because they found a bunch of AI shit in it. Not the trailer, but the poster.
Really? Yeah, the poster. Really?
Yeah. So there's the shot. There's somebody there's a bunch of people holding flags and banners and stuff, and it all looks like the 50s. There's like 3 or 4 duplicated faces. Or maybe it's just 2. I can't remember. But then there's a flag holder who's only got 3 fingers. Stuff like that. And it's all pinchy, zoomy stuff. You'd have to really look for. It's like a really well done overall, but it's really not hard to just find this stuff.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Some goodwill there with that trailer, and I think they undercut themselves. It's not the same people, and I realize this. I know enough about that industry to know.
Did the trailer, not necessarily
separate
the people
human
who did the
beings.
poster.
Yeah, the directors, the actors. These guys don't have anything to do with who made the damn poster.
Kevin Feige didn't make the poster.
They probably subbed it out, and they probably didn't know that who they subbed it to used AI to help generate it. So
ironic if they used Fiverr for the Fantastic Four poster.
Oh man, I like that. I do like that. Anyway, so there's our hot take on the Beatles song that almost won Song of the Year, but Kendrick Lamar beat it out by a thing. It still won in some other category or something.
It won some other categories, and that's great use of AI. It's just bad use of George Harrison.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Poor use of Harrison. Yeah, I like it.
Poor use of the bad use of Harrison. Which I'll say again, my favorite Beatle, George Harrison. Don't give him the short shrift.
I'm just glad that we have a new high mark for poor use of George Harrison, because previously it was the remake of the song "I've Got My Mind Set on You." That was a poor use of George Harrison. So
that was George Harrison poorly using himself.
Yeah,
I will defend that song to the end, because I think when you think of it as like, here's a song that George pulled out of obscurity because he loved it. He loves that song in the James Ray original. And he said, it's a fun song. I'm going to record my version of it. And he had fun with it. I can't fault Harrison for doing that.
I don't fault Harrison as much as I just fault our inability to hear how repetitive and terrible that song is. That's an awful song. I freaking hate it. But I'm with you. Yeah. He can like what he likes and make what he makes. He was George Harrison after all. And I think he was my favorite Beatle. You know why? Because that guy was like, he wasn't the flashy frontman like Lennon and McCartney.
Sun, something.
But While My Guitar Gently Weeps is one of my favorite songs ever made.
Oh, yep.
Like, he's just an incredible artist, but also quiet. He's just back there getting the shit done. These other two getting all the limelight. Dorkus Malorkus over on the drums, who gives a shit? He's just like, you know what I mean?
The guy that they have to basically give a song every album. All right, well, which song are we going to give to Ringo? Let's give him the octopus one.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Give him that. Wait, who did Yellow Submarine? Oh, they all did, but
that was also Ringo.
Was that Ringo? Okay, yeah. Give him all that dumb psycho shit, and everybody else.
Exactly. And meanwhile, Paul's like, how can I write a hook? I need some rhyming stuff. Give me a little obla-dee, obla-da. And then George is over here. Whatever, you guys. I'm just going to play my guitar and figure out some really cool songs.
That's right.
And come up with the best Beatles solo album ever released.
I agree.
All Things Must Pass.
I agree. Everything but that one. I mean, you can have the perfect body with one mole. You know what I mean?
Right. Got My Mind Set on You was not on All Things Must Pass.
No. That was a different album. I mean, the body of work is what I'm saying. The entirety of his career, a beautiful body with one nasty mole.
With one little mole. It's our moles. It's our imperfections that make us perfect, Scott.
Is that the deal? Well, then I got a lot of great perfections all over me then.
I am so perfect it hurts.
I've never been more perfect. All right, well, there's that. Hey, speaking of that Final Fantasy 4, what am I saying? I put FF4.
That's why you keep doing FF4.
It's why I'm doing that.
The second F stands for 4.
It honestly is. It's a Final Fantasy habit. I type FF and there's a number and I think Final Fantasy. It's just Fantastic Four. The
appropriate abbreviation for Final Fantasy IV is FFIV, by the way.
That's true, but I usually don't type it that way. I'll put in like you'll see when people talk about 14, they'll go back and forth. You see a lot of 14.
I see the FFXIV.
Yeah, you see it different ways. But anyway, it's cool. It's great. I can't wait to see it. That movie looks great. I feel like they got the heart of it right. They got the look of it right. I still say Brian deserves credit some years ago for saying on the show they should dig deep into that whole 60s Art Nouveau thing, and they did.
Yeah. Make it a deal where they are literally the first superhero family. So that's my guess. Basically what we're seeing in the trailer, and this is pure speculation, there's no spoilers. Everything that I'm going to say is either speculation or stuff in the trailer. So if you have not seen the trailer and you're avoiding it, I don't know if your wife is going to shut her eyes when you go see Captain America and she, and they show this trailer, but
she will probably. I'm going to, I told her this is just a teaser because it is. It's really short.
It is.
Barely
it's a minute long,
anything.
or whatever it is.
So I think I'm going to get her to watch it prior. I'm going to try anyway. She'll get mad if there's something in, like where she gets mad is if there's some big story point. But my take is there really isn't one. She's not going to recognize the shadow. You know what I'm talking about. Right? She's not going to recognize Malkovich.
The back of the head.
Yeah, whoever Malkovich is playing. We don't know yet.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure I know who Malkovich is. Is it Nathan? Is it...
no idea.
Red Ghost? Is it... old Reed Richards. I mean, who knows?
Maybe he's just being John Malkovich in this. I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he's just old Malkovich.
Yeah.
But my speculation is that because they talk about, remember the last time we went into space and we got these powers and they're about to go into space again?
Yeah.
My guess is that the second journey into space is what's going to take them into the multiverse and into Earth 616, so that they can be there for Avengers, Secret Wars, and Doomsday and all that stuff.
Probably late in the movie, you think? Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit like Captain America.
Even the ending or something, yeah.
Like Captain America did for, what was it, the end of the first Avenger, I guess?
First Avenger, yep.
Yeah. I could see that. I think that's reasonable. Also, Thing is hard for movies to get right because movies go, oh, what do audiences want? They want an orange talking Hulk who looks like a poo.
They want something that looks as much like Michael Chiklis as possible.
Exactly. And all iterations of that thing have been wrong.
Oh, horrendous.
And
it's funny that Corman was the one who got it the closest with the brow, right?
Yeah. And he had very little to work with. It was very sleestacky and stuff, but
it really was. Rubber suit, yeah.
But these moments, these really interesting sort of, I would call them intimate moments with Henry doing the cooking stuff with the robot. Yeah. That to me is already more true to who that character is.
Benjamin Grimm, but I know.
Sorry, did I say Henry? Why did I say Henry?
I don't know.
Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking
Henry
of
McCoy.
I'm thinking of Hank
McCoy.
Yeah,
Beast.
that's what I'm doing. Beast. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, but when he's there talking to the robot,
Herbie, Herbie the robot that they had to have in the cartoon because they were afraid that kids were going to set themselves on fire if they had the Human Torch.
That's right. I can't believe they did that. Also, but that moment though, this little moment, this discussion
Cooking
they had,
they
get that character more correct than any of those others did combined.
Yeah,
in that short little chunk of thing, and he's got the brows right. He looks like a character that freaking, popped right out of the 1960s. It looks great. I'm so excited.
And the fact that it's Eben Moss, whatever the guy's full name is, but doing the voice and being Ben Grimm before the cosmic rays.
Yeah.
Eddie's cooking, just like he would on the Bear.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's such a great little not even the subtle nod of all right, they're gonna make an Italian sub next. Just stick around.
What's crazy though is they showcase everyone's power except for Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No stretchy.
And we get little peeks at all the characters except nothing with Silver Surfer, nothing with Ruth from Ozark.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I am too. I can't wait to see how they do that.
I love her. She's awesome.
It's all right, they did well with Galactus. They do well with the Thing. The Thing's doesn't look CGI, looks like he's right there in the room, so this could be our good Silver Surfer too. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. We got till July, is it?
Yeah,
I think
July.
Big year for MCU stuff.
It is. It's great to have a year now where we're back to getting 3 MCU movies after they literally said, Disney said, we're going to scale back and not have as many Marvel movies in a year. And then they had last year ooh, we're low on money. We need more Marvel movies.
Yeah. But also it does feel like not a rebuilding year, but this is the year where we get a lot of resolution and things get set for the next whatever's going to happen, So
for sure.
It's exciting in that way. Actually, I'm more stoked about superhero movies this year than I have been in a long time. That Superman looks awesome. Mm-hmm. This looks great. Mm-hmm. Freaking,
New World
looks great.
New World Order looks great.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts Asterisk, which is going to be called renamed Dark Avengers after the events of New World Order.
Yep.
That's my prediction.
Makes me excited for Thunderbolts. I got so much love for it at the moment in my head, and I didn't have that for the last couple of years. So whatever's going on here, it's good. It feels good.
Yeah.
I got a quick note from somebody named Zimpoot.
Zimpoot.
I love this name. From Lexington, Kentucky, home of Raylan Givens and the fight against meth or whatever he was doing there.
Perfect. Yeah.
He sent this little FYI. It looks like something he captured from a search result, but basically it was about us talking about being drunk versus being on weed while driving. You were talking about yesterday in relation to the dentist and all that. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I was like, well, obviously they're both probably impairing, but which one's worse? And people in the chat were like, studies say, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, it's nice to get something kind of definitive. The University of Iowa, among other organizations, have done studies on this. And here's the summary of it. Studies indicate that while both drunk and weed-impaired drivers are dangerous, the effects of marijuana on driving are generally considered less severe than those on alcohol. However, marijuana can still impair cognitive function and reaction times, making it unsafe to drive under its influence. So it makes sense. Yeah. Don't do either one of them while you're driving.
Yeah.
But if you are gonna, if you're in a situation,
you have to gun to your head that you have to do one and drive.
Right.
Make it the weed.
You're out with your friends. Your friends are drunk. You're on the weed. You get to drive. Yeah. In that scenario, because there's no other options or whatever. But yeah, it is interesting. I did a little deeper dive on the actual study, and it is interesting. It's you have just a greater, or weed drivers drive slower than drunk drivers. Drunk drivers is just like pedal to the freaking metal in this study.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They just go for it. They just hammer it and hit the gas.
Ugh.
Anyway, don't do either one is what we're saying. All right?
Yeah.
Be careful out there. Thank you, Zimpoot from Lexington, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Why is Lexington, Kentucky pretending like it's a tongue twister in my mouth?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Where my dad used to live for a little while.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Did he? What was the deal there? Just at the hospital stuff?
He worked at University of Kentucky. Go Wildcats. Was it the Wildcats? UK Wildcats, right? I'm not misremembering that. Anyway,
no idea.
He worked at University of Kentucky in their sciences, dosimetry, and cancer research stuff.
Nice. Solved all the cancers there, then moved on to...
Then moved on to Houston, or then moved on, let's see, it was Connecticut, then Kentucky, then Houston, and now Vermont.
Yep. One state at a time. Taking it all down.
Eradicating cancer one state at a time.
Yeah. Need to get out here soon. All right, got a quick question for Brian from a listener. This is Ken from Florida. Yeah. He says, hey guys, quick question. You probably already answered a load of times already, but can you tell me the brands of 3D printers Brian uses thinking about hopping into that world, says Ken. So Brian, let's talk about your filament and then your resin. What do you got here?
For sure. I am an Anycubic fan. Their customer support has been stellar. If anything goes wrong with my printers, then I just go right to their website, reach out to them and say, hey, got this issue. And if it requires a replacement, even though they're based in China, I get a replacement immediately. It's super, super fast within a few days. So my filament printer is a Cobra 2 Max because it's huge. It's got a huge build plate, and it's accurate, and it's how I did this Spider-Man 2099 helmet. In one print.
See, this is the kind of thing they should show, but Brian was pointing out this morning that instead they showed a tire a rim.
A rim, yeah, wheel.
Which is just so nonsensical. It's like no one's putting a rim in there, but because you can't drive on that. But
I dropped one of his eyes on the way over here, but
a helmet, anyway, hell yeah, look at that thing.
Helmet, and this is actually I guess it's two pieces because the back comes apart, so I can put it on my head and then put the back on. And I put magnets in there so I could just go like that, and it closes.
Did you have to measure your head before you made that, or no?
Totally did. And there's a real easy set of 3D printed calipers that you can use, so that basically what you do is you print these calipers, you get your head measurement, and then you download a quote unquote model head, and then you import it into your slicer software where your helmet is, and then you increase the size of the helmet until it's not overlapping with your head, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then you know the size of the helmet you need to print out, and that way it makes it so much easier than printed it out, it's too small, let me do a bigger one, too big now, let me do another one, et cetera, et cetera.
Is there any kind of rules on what filament you use or what brand you have to use for filament, or is it all the same?
No. Go with Hatchbox, Sunlu, Elegoo makes really good printer filament. There's a lot of the brands of printer filament are changing so much day to day that you're best off just seeing what is. There you go, Elegoo right there. You're best off just seeing what work. Get some cheaper filament, try it out. If it doesn't work for you, get another model, or get a little bit more expensive. But Hatchbox, Elegoo, all make really, really good filament.
Oh, Anycubic has their own brand as well, it looks like.
They do, yeah.
Is it good? It's okay?
It's a little more expensive. It's okay. That looks cheap. $14.
$14. I don't know if this is very long, though. Let's see. This is only...
That's a 1K...
is that normal? 1K spools, like the normal thing?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the typical, yeah. I've got some other ones that are like the little tiny spools for like metallics and blends and things like that. But
there's some metallic silver, it looks like. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is how they do the... iridescent looking dragon things. It's actually filament, so you don't paint it.
The filament actually changes color, and with some filaments, there's actually a red side and a blue side to it, so that when you print it and look at it from one direction, it's blue, and you flip it around, look at it from the other direction, it's red. Or there are filaments where, as it goes down the line, it goes from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to purple to red, blah, 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 to violet to red. Anyway, so there's the filament recommendation. And I'll put these links, actually, I'll put this one in chat right now. So that's the filament printer. And the price on that, I mean, it's a great price right now. It's like $250, I think, if I remember correctly. Nope, $350, but it's down $200 from $550. So good price right now on the Anycubic Cobra 2 Max printer.
Nice. Well,
it doesn't do the multicolor stuff, and I've said that my next printer will absolutely have an AMS system on there.
Oh, that's where you put like 5 reels of different colors, and it knows.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, and then you just print from that. The second resin printer that I use is the is also Anycubic. It is the Photon 6KS. Let me pull it up here.
Mono X? Does that sound
Mono
right?
X. There Photon you go.
Mono X6K. Okay.
There's so much 6K Mono. No, the Anycubic Photon Mono X6KS is the actual model number. This is the one that's 250 right now. This is another big size printer. But it's resin, and seeing if I have an example of anything that I've 3D printed in one go that is the full size. No, nothing immediately grabbable, but I mean, it's got a really big print base as well, so you can print really large resin stuff with it. So
price is good. $269. It's cheap.
It's great. Yeah. It's funny. It's saying $269 for you. It's saying $259 for me, but I'm logged into my Amazon business account, so it's probably.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah. But no, that's still a really $269 is a great price, and that's a really, really good printer. Prints fast, prints great detail, and I think I've got mine dialed back in. I just adjusted the exposure. Something might have changed with the lights or maybe even the filament that I was getting, but I adjusted the exposure and things are really good.
Well, check this out. Sorry, I had to go grab it, but here's an example of it.
Oh yeah.
I think you did her on there, didn't you? Wasn't she?
Absolutely. Yep, she's done. Furiosa done with the resin printer.
I love this one so much. Oh my gosh. Look at her. I mean, just look at her. She's here to come kick your ass.
And
she's going to save. Yeah. She's going to save all those women. And
that's right.
She's going to tie Immortan Joe's face mask to a chain and have it tear it off from his tire, and then going to go back to the Citadel and take over. That's what she's going to do, and you can tell just by looking at her. Oh,
yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
So there's a link for that one. So both of these links I'll put in TMS chatter in the Discord, so that people can grab them if they are not listening live. Just go to the Discord and go to TMS chatter.
Go check them out. All right, we're going to play a game. It's going to be a quick one, given our time. We only have 10 minutes.
Oh, geez. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we can figure it out. So here we go. Let's pull in our fourth caller. Let's see who wants to be in on this deal here today. We got some people piping in. We're looking for number 4. Number 4. Oh, we have a fourth. All right. I'm adding him to the thing. When I say him, that's because it's a him. Oh, shit. Hold on. There we go. All right, okay. I'm going to hit this. All right, we're going to play a game. It is called the Tadpooly Feud, and joining us is a good pal to the show, someone who is up way too late watching us right now. It is LuckyPhil from Australia. Hi,
How you doing?
Hey, man, you sound pooped. How you doing down there? You good?
Oh, yeah, I'm buggered. It's 10 to 4.
Oh, my gosh, dude. That's a lot. Yeah. That's very late. Also, when people say down there, You know, that's just a thing we all made up. The way the map works, you're not really down there. You could be up there if we just did the map different. You know what I mean? The Earth isn't, there's no straight up, there's no straight down. It's just humans decided that you guys are down under and the rest of us are up north. That's just...
because why not?
Because why not, indeed. All right, we're going to play a game. This is going to work a little different today because we don't have Brian Dunaway with us. He's at an appointment, and we're going to see how this goes. So, Brian, explain the rules, and let's see how we do.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to be giving blah, blah, blah. Here we go. It's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I'm surveying. I was just copying those links over to TMS chatter before I forgot.
No worries.
Time to play Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the tadpole on some nerdy topics, and Scott and LuckyPhil will have to predict the answers that they gave us. It is their job to see how many of those answers they can guess. LuckyPhil, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be playing against Scott, really. There's no teaming up or anything. And if you win, and we might, even be very generous even if you don't win, you're going to get a prize package that includes Hexarchy 4K Deck Builder and Karma Zoo.
Both excellent games. I have both these games. They're fantastic. In particular, Hexarchy is real good. I like it a lot. Yeah, if you like strategy games and, taking turns, it's great. It's really good.
Exactly. Yeah. So there you go. That's what you can win, and what you'll probably even win, even if you lose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for LuckyPhil via proxy here. I'll just whatever you choose, I'll click the links for you. Won't that way because you can't log in and buzz in and stuff like that. So we're actually going to give you the first pick. The first guess as to the answer here. There's no buzzing in. Here's your question. We asked 428 tadpoolers. What snack food would make a great name for an 80s new wave band? LuckyPhil, give me an answer about what snack food would make a great name for an 80s new wave band. And probably think of something that is both down under and in America. Because that's where these answers came from.
Good to know.
All right. What about Milky Way?
Ooh, that's a great one. Show me Milky Way. I guess I lied when I said it was a great one. It was not a very good one at all. So it was number 31, by the way, on the list. People did say it, but it was low on the list. Scott, what name a snack food that would make a great name for an 80s new wave band?
Oh my gosh, dude. Can I ask a judge question?
Of course.
Did people choose actual band names that sound like snack foods, or were they real?
Nope, they chose actual snack foods.
All right. Just making sure I don't screw up and say, oh, yeah, In Excess sounds like something I shouldn't eat.
Right.
All right, let's go with, what's a snack? I guess candies and things. I'll go with Skittles.
Salty snacks. Skittles. Show me Skittles.
Oh, my gosh, really?
Let's see. Skittles, I don't even think made the list, so we're just going to let you... Yeah, the Skittles surprisingly, not even on the list. Was it even in the... Oh, there's one. One person said it, so it's tied for 61st place.
Jeez.
So, LuckyPhil, you get control of the board. You got to figure out how to make that happen. Looks like you can just do that.
I'll take control.
Yeah. So, knowing those two are off the table.
Through the power of the mind or some shit. I don't know.
Some shit like that, exactly. Yeah. Name a snack food. Name another snack food that would make a great name for an 80s new wave band.
I'm trying to get some ideas through the distraction that is the chat.
Yeah. That's a good place to go because they're the people who also voted in this stupid survey. And
yeah, true. I'm seeing a lot of Snickers, although I'm surprised that Skittles wasn't on there.
Yeah, me too.
And I also saw popcorn, so I'm tossing up between Snickers and popcorn. A new wave band. I think popcorn would be a better new wave band name, but I'm seeing a lot of people saying Snickers.
Okay.
What do you think?
So you're going to go with Snickers?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Okay. Show me Snickers.
Damn it.
Yeah, surprising.
Shit. I got no idea what to bloody do.
I would have thought that would be a good answer too. Snickers. Number 58 in the list.
Wow.
These people are wrong. These are all good answers.
Wait till you hear the answers that they came up with. I actually think they did. I think they did a really good job, but there just were a lot of
the Cheetos.
there just were a lot of choices to make there.
All right, I'm gonna go with. Let's do. I had a bag of Funyuns the other day. Let's do Funyuns.
Okay. All right. Show me Funyuns. Now you're on the right track.
Whoa.
Number one answer. Funyuns.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the vibe I'm getting, Phil.
Go on that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm getting that this is less candy, more crisps, as you guys would say.
Yeah, I will tell you that. Yes, a majority of the choices in the top 10 are salty snacks versus sweet snacks.
All right,
but not exclusively.
Then I'm going to go with Pringles as my next choice.
Pringles. All right, show me Pringles.
Next
on stage, Pringles.
That's right. The Pringles and the Funyuns opening up for the Skittles, who no one knows about.
That's right. So Scott now with 7 points.
I think I might be hosed.
Well,
Who knows? All
right.
It's so early in the game. It's still like 8 answers on the board.
Yeah, it's very early. It's only 7 points.
Plus, you're lucky. It's right there in your name.
Yeah. Well, so I'm going to stay in the chippy area, and I'm going to say Fritos.
Fritos. All right. Show me Fritos. Fritos, number 17 in the list.
That's way lower than I would have thought.
That's way lower. Back over to you, LuckyPhil.
I'm not going to submit this, but I just saw Derek on the Domino's pizza. That's funny. What about Doritos?
Oh, yeah, Doritos.
Sure. All right. Doritos. Sure. Show me Doritos. Number 7 answer. Look at that. All of a sudden, it's a tie game.
Yeah.
Hey.
You still got a chance here, man.
That's right.
Trying to have a think.
Sure.
I just thought of a good one.
Okay.
I doubt it's on there, but I want to do it anyway.
I'm seeing Three Musketeers, but you were saying not that it's more in the chip area than the candy
more in
area.
the salty snack area over the sweet. I'll tell you right now, of the 10 answers, even of the 11 answers that make up the top 11, it's 8 salty snacks and 3 sweet snacks. So 3 of the salties are already up there.
So of the sweet ones, Pop-Tarts would be a decent choice, no?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, fun name for a band. Sure.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts. Is that what you're going with?
Yeah. F it, why not?
All right. Show me Pop-Tarts. It's number 15. It's an absolutely good guess. It's high on the list, but didn't make the top 10. But I feel like it is definitely a good choice.
I'm going with Corn Nuts.
Corn Nuts.
Corn Nuts.
Your off-brand Corn Nuts. Your far better brand Corn Nuts, by the way.
Very good. Thank you, Mike Pacholik, once again for these. They're very good.
Absolutely. Show me Corn Nuts. It should have been, and Corn Nuts were they were a little further down. Number 40 in the list.
I'm actually shocked by that.
It's an outrage, is what it is.
It is outrageous.
Right?
Absolutely outrageous.
Okay. All right. Back over to you, LuckyPhil, for the third strike.
Well, I've heard Corn Nuts. What about the nuts of pea?
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
I don't like peanuts.
All right. Show me Peanuts. Oh, geez, that's a long time. There it is. I clicked it, and there was a long lag. No Peanuts in the list. We still have a tie game, and you're still getting these prizes.
Yeah.
But let's see if Scott can at least eke out a win.
Yeah, either way you win, and we blame it on Dunaway.
All right. It's all Dunaway's fault. Yeah, why not?
Let's go with a kid's favorite, and also it's funny because we were talking about dentists earlier. According to my dentist, the worst thing for kids' teeth is not candy, is not soda. It's Cheez-Its, because the stuff gets all inside the gum stuff you were talking about.
Oh, sure, right.
And it festers in there.
Powder in the pockets.
It's
all right.
really bad. So let's see if it's on there.
Show me Cheez-Its.
Oh, wow.
Number 3 answer on the board. Yeah, by the way, I had to look at the box. The box is actually just says Cheez-It. I always thought this was Mandela effect 100%. I thought the name of the product was Cheez-Its, and the box just says Cheez-It.
Until this moment, I also thought that they were
thought
Cheez-Its.
the same thing. Yeah.
And we bought Cheez-Its for my kids all the time.
It surprised me. Yeah.
Okay. Damn it. Now I feel nervous. No one said Cheetos, right? Let's do Cheetos. Let's get those in there.
Sure. All right. Show me Cheetos. Specifically, Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I combined the Cheetos and the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Nice. It was like 3 Cheetos compared to 15 people saying Flamin' Hot Cheetos, which does make a much better band name.
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
How about
Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
What was I gonna say? I had one and then I lost it.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Shit. Oh, I know. The sister or brother to Cheez-Its. Let's do Goldfish. Goldfish.
Ah, yes. All right. Show me Goldfish.
Ah!
Yeah, Goldfish. Let's see, 28 on the list. So they were also not too far down. But,
my dentist says those are just as bad as Cheez-It.
I believe it. Totally believe it. Cheez-It. I know. It's
so you can
dumb.
say, so that's why we've done this, because when we say it, we mean multiples of them. We say, oh, do you like Cheez-Its?
Yeah.
And then we've just assigned that as the title, I think, is all we've done.
But like when you buy a bag of Doritos, it doesn't say Dorito.
Good point. Good
It
point.
says Doritos. When you buy a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, it does say Flamin' Hot Cheeto. So why isn't it Cheez-Its?
I don't know. They should just change it. We already all think it is. Just sneak it in there.
Exactly. We'll never notice.
Yeah, the next run of these, when somebody stocks their shelves at a Kroger, they'll be Cheez-Its now. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's look at the rest of these on here. These next 2 are Salties. Number 4, Takis.
Oh, I almost said Takis.
Yeah.
Such a Gen Alpha, Gen Z thing, man. Those Takis. People know.
Just to jump in, looking at the chat, Moon Pie would be an awesome band name.
Oh, it's great.
Moon Pie would be not in the top 10, but but it really definitely would have been. Number 5, just 1 letter off from an existing 80s new wave band name. Bugles.
Oh, the Bugles.
1 letter off of the Buggles.
Yeah. Also, did anybody do Eminem's too obvious, but and they're also, he's not a new wave band, but what's there's another one. Oh shit, there's an actual band and the name's real close and I can't think of it. Shit. All right, keep going. Maybe it's in there.
Okay. Maybe it'll come up. Yeah. Number 8, Kit Kat.
Oh, Lemonheads, I was thinking.
Oh, Lemonheads. That's a great one. Yeah. Lemonheads is, nobody said Lemonheads, surprisingly.
Bummer.
Or maybe it's low on the list and I forgot. Number 9, the Twinkies. Sure. You could just picture what the Twinkies would look like.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number 10,
Twizzlers. I almost said Twizzlers.
The Twizzlers.
I got scared of candy at one point. I was like, I can't do any more candy.
Number 11 is kind of an odd one. Chex Mix.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a snack, I guess, right? It's just
it's a snack, but I just can't picture a band being called Chex Mix.
Yeah.
Going down the list, we have Ding Dongs, Whatchamacallit, Ruffles, Gushers, the Hot Pockets. I really like the band name, the Hot Pockets. Pocky, Pop Rock, Swiss Cake Roll, Airheads, Boom Chicka Pop, which is a popcorn brand, Combos, Dunkaroos, Gardettos, Ho-Hos, just a band named Little Debbie, which would be fun. Puppy Chow, Reese's Pieces, Sour Patch Kids, Zebra Cakes, Bits and Bites, Bunkers, Churros, and the list just goes on for 202 items in this list.
Did anybody do Smarties? No Smarties in there?
Somebody maybe.
It just feels like one.
No Smarties, which is funny because that's 2 different. Like we have our Smarties, which are the little sweet tart kind of things here in the U.S., but Smarties outside the U.S. are similar to M&M's, candy coated chocolate.
Yeah, UK and Canada have a.
Tell me that Scooby Snacks was somewhere in the results.
Let's see here, Scooby Snacks. No Scooby Snacks.
Wow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Scooby Snacks. There it is, tied for, one person said Scooby Snacks, so tied for 61st place.
Sweet.
Oh, boy.
Someone grew up in the 70s. I like it. All right, well, there you go. You know what? Either way, the way this ends up is Phil's getting these games. That's how it's working.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. And you're really going to like Hexarchy in particular. This is going to help you stay up at 4 a.m. to watch the show because you'll have this other thing.
Well, I've actually looked up both the games, and actually the reviews for Karma Zoo look bloody awesome.
Yeah, they're real good too. Good. Yeah, both excellent games. I'm a huge fan, so you're going to enjoy them as well.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, man. Are you going to go now? What do? Do you go to sleep after all this, or what do you do now?
Well, I've yesterday was my mum's birthday, so last night she lives on the other side of Sydney. I just took her to see Cirque du Soleil, which is in town at the moment. So
nice.
Yeah, that was a good gig. Got home just after midnight, and I thought, TMS is on again in about 3 hours. Fuck it, I'll stay up. So.
Yeah, why not?
Pardon my French.
Yeah, do what you got to do. You know, I don't ever think of Australians as good French speakers, but you did a great job there.
No, we speak French like sailors. What do you mean?
There you go. We'll have a fantastic the rest of your life. I mean, we're going to see you again.
No, you and
it came out wrong. All right, it came out entirely wrong. Oh, he played the fart sound. That wasn't even me.
Oh, really? He did that?
Yeah, he played that. That wasn't me. That's crazy. All right, that was fun.
I felt like you felt nice knowing you, man.
Yeah, nice knowing you. This is our last moment ever to say goodbye, so see you later. I'm sure we'll see him soon. However, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here to talk some tech, some Recommentals with Randy after that. Stay tuned. Brian, what do we got here to break things up?
Yeah, I got a singer. Really, it's a band called Elita. Not a battle angel, but Elita. They are from Newfoundland. A percussive goth sound is how they're described, which is just great. Canadian trio built a formidable cult following with a postmodern goth-infected sound that veers between digital pop and frayed noise. This is their brand new single. It's called Girls on the Internet. Here is Elita.
3 exciting MS-DOS computers brought to you by Tandy. Clearly superior in technology, support, and service. Available at Radio Shack Computer Centers, the computer experts.
You don't even need an indoor antenna.
And we've returned. Who is that again?
That is Elita from Newfoundland with a brand new single called Girls on the Internet. And she is one.
I've never seen that Battle Angel movie.
Me neither.
Probably film
I think
sack
we're
that.
saving it for film sack, aren't we?
Yeah. If we're not, we should be. We really should be.
We should be. We absolutely should be. Yeah.
Since we're getting Randy in here, we'll just get it on the list and,
right.
Make that happen.
Just moved Elita Battle Angel.
Let's do this. Let's get Tom Merritt on here. Let's talk some tech.
Yay! Tom time.
Yeah, Tom time, tech time, whatever you want to call it. It's happening.
Isn't technology wonderful?
It certainly is. And Tom Merritt is here to help us understand just how wonderful it is. Tom Merritt, welcome back to the program. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Scott and Brian.
Oh, it's so robotic of us. We
it's
are
our pleasure.
This is our new AI version of the show. We are robots. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, boop,
I
beep.
have not been determined by a large language model.
No, you have not. Beep, boop, beep. Hey, it's nice to see you. It does feel like, it's funny we bring up AI almost every time because it feels like that is just so damned ubiquitous now. It's all anybody's talking about in tech. And I feel like that's part of the point. Like everybody needs us to want whatever they're working on, whatever they've jammed AI into their products, whoever it is, Samsung fridges, your phones, whatever, this can of soda over here, they all want you to know that's AI driven now. And it just feels inescapable. Do you feel like that some days? Or you're just like, oh my gosh, look at the news. We got to do more AI shit today. No?
I don't.
Okay, good.
It's a sickness. Yeah. First of all, I definitely wall off my news to the things that I think are good to follow because I'm trying to find good information, right?
Right.
So I'm not seeing what people in my audience are seeing. This leads to dissonance quite often where people are like, I'm so sick of everyone saying this. And I'm like, I didn't see anybody say that because I'm only looking at these 12 sources who are credible and reliable and aren't saying that. And so, it does cause that kind of that disconnect sometimes where people, I'm so tired of hearing about X, and I'm like, but we've only covered it once. And they're like, yeah, but I'm hearing it everywhere else, and I'm mad, and you'll listen. So I'm saying it to you, Tom. And so it's helpful when people say that. The nicer and more respectfully they say it, the better, which happens quite often. But but it's good because it lets me know, like, oh, there's a lot of stuff raging out there outside of where I'm looking that's good to be aware of, and then I can bring that in. And AI is definitely one of those. There's also the other situation where whatever is popular gets covered a lot and will cause a section of the audience who doesn't care as much as the people who do care to say, why are you covering that so much? And, back in the earliest days of Buzz Out Loud, you might find it hilarious to think that people are like, all you ever talk about is Microsoft. Why don't you ever talk about Apple? Which was a legitimate thing we heard constantly. And then, of course, the iPhone came out and it became, all you ever talk about is Apple. Why don't you talk about this other thing that I care about? And AI is just kind of the latest, I think, in the heir to that lineage.
Sure. Yeah. And there's like you said, there's legitimate news in there. There's legitimate stuff to cover. There's just so much noise that people, well, that's the point. Listen to DTNS, get your tech coverage there, then you won't get the noise.
Exactly.
Do that.
Yeah.
In fact, the top story on DTNS briefing this morning is going to be me explaining why a particular bit of noise was not covered by me and what it would take for me to cover it. Because our subreddit has a bunch of people who are like, why aren't you covering this? And not like, not like people with torches, but people who I respect and love the show and are honestly concerned and asking questions. So I'm going to address it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to change how I approach the news, if that makes sense.
Well, what is the hot story of the day in your opinion, and is it AI related?
Actually, what I wanted to talk about today, because there's a lot of stuff that's kind of bubbling up today, but Microsoft announced the Build conference coming May 9th to May 22nd, May 19th to May 22nd. And guess what, Scott? They're probably going to talk about AI.
Oh, man.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Copilot.
So that's on the books.
Because Copilot's still a thing, right? It's still happening. We got the Copilot and the whatnot and the AI.
Amazon has scheduled an announcement for February 26th to be led by Panos Panay, former Microsoft employee Panos Panay. He leads the devices and services team, which runs the Echo devices, which means we're probably going to get that updated voice assistant, which uses AI.
Yes, all of it. There's no escaping it. Muhahaha.
Okay, I got one for you.
All right.
Nintendo announced Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2, Wednesday, April 2nd.
Oh,
We'll get the details on that.
That's right.
I don't know that that'll have all that much AI.
There will be a little bit because there's the one bit. The one part we know about is they're going to be using a scaling technology similar to DLSS that you see.
Yeah, you're right.
NVIDIA.
Okay, that's true. That'll be in
so
there.
that'll be
but
one
that's
thing.
Almost useful, Scott.
I know it's actually very useful because one of the problems with the Switch 1 was that it didn't scale well on your television. It might look great in 720p in your handheld mode, but you go to the TV and you're like, this isn't great. It would be nice if it was 1080p or higher. Right. This will be that solution. It's also more powerful hardware in general, but things that look great in handheld mode should scale well in television mode in a pretty seamless way to most people using that assistive technology. So I'm actually really excited about how they're going to implement it because that's good for Nintendo. So yeah, like even that thing though will have some aspect of it. It's almost as if it's just part of a life now. AI stuff is just it's just going to be here. It's what we do.
No, it's like the internet. People were tired of everyone talking about the internet at one point, and then we just internalized it as like, oh yeah, that's a thing like electricity and water. You don't need to talk about it. It's just, it's what you're using it for is what we talk about. And I feel like AI will eventually go through that. First of all, AI is a useless term. It means dozens, if not hundreds of different things, depending on what you're talking about. Most of the time these days, we're talking about large language models, or maybe more recently, agents, which use chain of thought models. But we're not always talking about machine learning or deep learning or neural networks or all these other kinds of AI. So it's it's kind of a generic term, which makes it worse because then you can apply it to all kinds of things. And then people say something's AI when it's really not AI, or they're forcing it into something because it's got a tiny bit of AI. Just because you call a cloud service that has a large language model doesn't make your product really an AI product anymore. And eventually we'll get to the point where we're just talking about how we use tools. We'll talk about agents or something like that versus talking about AI, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a little bit like the old phrase would have been, the year is 1995, and I would say, Tom Merritt, I have sent you via the information superhighway a file, a personal or a portable document formatted file attached to an electronic mail. Did you receive it through your dial-up networking service? That's the statement. Today it's, Tom, did you get that file I sent? You see what I mean? Like, we've gotten to that point now where it's just like...
Yeah. No, in 95, I would have had to be like, well, hold on. Let me dial into my CCSI account, log into Pine, and see if I can extract. Ooh, this file's way too big for my hard drive, Scott.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's just, did you get the file I sent? And me going, yeah.
It's good.
I downloaded it.
It's good to look back sometimes and remind ourselves how things were, so that we can maybe be better about how things are now. You know. Well, that's great. I look forward to talking about all that's on our plate today for Daily Tech News Show Live, which happens today at 2 p.m. I will be there. It's Wednesdays, one of my favorite days of the week. I get to hang out with you guys and talk tech and all that fun stuff. I'm going to do a little bit of discussion around some cool stuff I was working with Roger on, so I'm excited about that. I don't know if we want to spoil it or not, but that's coming up.
Let's tease it a little. Just like,
a little
you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss this. Let's just say it's kind of a follow-on to some topics we've had in the past about game preservation. I'll say that. That's all I'll say. But
what did we say? We actually teased it at the end of the show yesterday. It was something about video game history.
There you go.
If you're into video game history,
and I really am. And also, this thing that just happened is so cool. I can't wait to talk about it today. So that'll be that, plus other stuff, of course. Tom Mayer, is there anything else going on in the world that you would like to mention?
Yeah. If you are not aware, Daily Tech News Show has 2 editions. There's the live one that Scott just talked about. You can subscribe to that one as well. If you're on the old Daily Tech News Show public feed, you're getting the briefing every day. That's the traditional 30-minute long show, but it's in a different format now. If you want the DTNS Live in your audio podcast or even through video on Spotify, look up DTNS Live. Go check it out right now.
Nice. Tom Merritt, everybody. Find him as Ace Detect on all the social medias.
Good luck.
Bye, Tom Merritt. See you next time. All right, Brian, we did that.
Very good.
That was great. It does feel that way, though, right now, right? Like you're just getting showered with it. Everything's AI all the time.
Everything. But, we're at a point, we're starting to get to the point where it's like, all right, the novelty of, I just created a little picture of a dog chasing a Bible through the forest is passing. And now we've got like, well, I used AI, like Tom was saying, used AI to just make my job of creating this thing easier or eliminate these tedious tasks like separating John Lennon's voice from piano.
Yeah, they're doing we're going to get to a point where it's mostly doing work for us. I'm optimistic about it, but it's going to be a weird transition.
It is. There's going to be a long, there's going to be as many over the next several years, we're going to see as many bad uses as we do good uses, or at least the bad uses will probably be more apparent and get more attention than the good uses.
My money's on draft porn. Looking forward to that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Like porn where they have a window open or something?
Yeah, where they just giraffes are, they're ready to go.
You feel a draft?
Yeah, a draft porn. Oh, I don't want that porn. That's too cold.
Is it just porn by DraftKings?
DraftKings, DraftKing porn, betting, that sort of thing. All right, we're going to get Randy in here. We're going to do some recommendals, and let's see. He usually answers right away, so maybe he's on a meeting or something. We'll find out shortly if he picks up his phone. We got the rings of ringage, just not the rings of speakage. And nothing. So let's try it again. His Discord says playing a video game, but I don't buy it.
Yeah. No, I do love that. It's like just generic playing a video game.
And it's on there all the time. And I just can't believe that he's always playing a video game. Now, he may, working at Blizzard, he may have like World of Warcraft up permanently.
Sure.
Just on.
And he's farming herbs.
Herbs.
Is what he's doing.
He's getting herbs. Exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, before he gets here, I'd like to say the following about Randy. Do you like your weekly chats with Randy Jordan? Do you want to know why he moved Catwoman? Do you want to chat with him online? Call 900-34. Just kidding. He's on Blue Sky. Find him at Randy Deluxe on Blue Sky today. That was going to be our news thing today.
Yep.
May as well sneak it in while Randy isn't answering his phone.
Sure.
All right, we're going to try him again.
Sure, Scott, just do my job. Do my intro job, Scott. Just taking my job.
Well, look. That was
wait till AI Mario starts doing it for me, and then
that was going to go away tomorrow anyway, because we're going to be talking about Coverville. So I figured we may as well get rid of
it. Well, sadly, no Coverville this week with the hot heated water heater.
Oh, right. You're going to be ball tied up with that shit.
Yeah, that looks like whatever we go with, we're making sure installation happens tomorrow. I might actually have to use the showers at Orange Theory tomorrow. We'll see.
Ooh, that'd be a good story to tell, right?
It would.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a private. They have 2 private bathrooms. Each one has full bathroom with a shower. So it's really just going to be me coming out of doing the workout and the stretching and just going into that room and closing the door and locking it.
I want some stereotype story about some 90-year-old Jewish guy with testicles on the floor.
Geez.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not a locker room and a shared shower. It is a private bathroom, thankfully.
I need stories.
And I'm the only 90-year-old guy there with droopy balls. So it's
All right. Well, somebody else will have the story.
Everybody else is a soccer mom, so that's pretty much what it is.
Excellent. All right, let's do this.
Well, what do you recommend?
Hey, everybody, it's time for Recommentals, and welcome to the show, Mr. Randy Jordan, if you would. Hi, Randy.
Good morning stream. I was just writing a scathing review for the replacement ear tips for my AirPods Pro that I ordered, and as I was writing it, I was looking at the listing for the the knockoff brand that I ordered, and it says right there, like the very first thing it says is you're probably doing this wrong and how to make it work. And okay, right,
great.
Yes, thanks.
That's comforting customer service when they just say it's your fault.
When when they know the mistake I'm going to make in advance and they give me the correction for it. I just had to read what I was presented with.
Sure. Well,
it feels real good.
I'm glad it worked out. Great. I'm glad it worked out, and that you'll be getting fresh tips anytime soon.
Yes, that's exactly it. This was just the tips they sent me.
Thank you. Yeah, please send me just the tips. Well, it's good to have you here, Randy. We're going to do some recommending. That's
what we're doing.
Recommending things that are on streaming services that we all think are good enough to pass on to you fine folks at home, regardless of what services you might have. We're going to start with Brian, like we do every week. And Brian, you got a clip here. Would you like to set that up?
I do. Yeah, this is this is a movie, and it features that one time when Mr. Fantastic met Ghost Rider.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, let's play it.
You know what I was thinking? Maybe we could have like a paranoid thriller angle.
Ooh, paranoid angle. Excellent. Like, see those 2 guys over there? They've been watching us.
Right. Wait, have they been watching us?
I don't know. Have they?
Did you see that? They just looked over at us.
Oh, shit. What's going on?
No. Maybe it was just a coincidence. I will look again. Are you ready?
No, don't make eye contact. That's how you spook him.
No, that's how you spook a bear.
That's right. That is how you spook a bear. I apologize. But if you are going to look, maybe do like a fake laugh.
Fake laugh, okay, good.
Okay. Let's just get up slowly on the count of 3 and run. Okay. 1.
I put off seeing this too long. Now I'm going to find out why I missed out.
Now you have to watch it.
Yeah.
You have seen all the memes, right, Scott?
Oh, yeah. The one where he's looking at each other, making the big smile in the car and all that. You see that all the time. It's the kind of thing I should have seen like 4 times by now. I don't know what my problem is. So
it's so freaking good. The movie is called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, featuring you heard Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal there. Incredible performances by both of them. You also get Ike Barinholtz, Tiffany Haddish, Neil Patrick Harris, Jacob Scipio and a few other people that whose names you might not recognize. But basically it follows the story of the real actual Nicolas Cage playing a very exaggerated version of himself, I hope, getting hired to work the birthday party of the character of Javi, played by Pedro Pascal. And it is so much. I think this might be my favorite Nicolas Cage intentional comedy. You know, I have a lot of favorite unintentional Nicolas Cage comedies, but I think this is
I'm with you there. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's so fun that I want to see other Tom Gormican films. I just haven't gotten around to it. Like he wrote the Beverly Hills Cop 5, whatever.
Oh yeah,
it came out last year,
right? Which I think is just called Axel F.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah,
Axel
and
Foley.
I'm like that may be a lot better than we thought, and I need to see
good.
it.
I recommended that last year, and I really enjoyed it. So that is worth seeing. This I'd say is even head and shoulders above, way above that. This is really clever, very cleverly done. You know, you find out that, and it's not really a huge shocker that Javi is a massive Nicolas Cage fan. I mean, he hires him for his birthday, and he's even got this like shrine dedicated to Nicolas Cage. And you get Nicolas Cage doing double duty, playing his current self, and then also using some weird AI stuff, or playing his an imaginary version of himself from about the Wild at Heart leather jacket era. That he has conversations with, and that's kind of the Nicky Cage in this. But that's got to be the source of a bunch of memes as well.
So do I have this right? There's a scene where he has enshrined a version of Nicolas Cage holding the 2 golden guns from Face Off.
That is absolutely correct. And Nicolas Cage offers to buy the statue. This grotesque statue, how much do you want for it?
I want this. I need to see this. I mean, Face Off's such a freaking classic.
Yes, and Nick Cage needs to see Paddington too. It's
yes, he does.
Big circle.
Wow.
Yep, exactly. It's such a great like tie-in recently with, of course, the Fantastic Four trailer featuring Pedro Pascal, but also the Screen Crush doing a deep dive into the contents of the Fantastic Four trailer, and even referencing Paddington 2 in that review of the Fantastic Four trailer. It's hilarious how all these things kind of came about all at the same time. God, what more can I say about it? Really, just so much fun. And Tina loved it. I loved it. Neither of us felt like we had to.
It fills a void that we've been given, and this is just me, I'm sure, but we should have been in a timeline where things went a lot better in the world, and we got Bo Burnham movies like this.
Yeah.
And of course, Bo Burnham is broken, and like you just want
COVID broke Bo Burnham,
right? And you want the best for him. So I'm not saying that he should be forced to be in movies, but it would have been awesome. So this is like, okay, this is as good as we're going to get in this timeline. We're going to get this as an alternative to that.
This guy, director Tom Gormican, you mentioned, who wrote Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, and also directed this film. He's only directed 3 movies, 2 that are out, one in 2014, and then this one. And his next film, his third film, will be a remake of Anaconda. Now,
really?
What that tells me, I could be dead wrong, because listen who's in this so far. We have a cast. Steve Zahn, Jack Black, Paul Rudd, Tandy Newton, Brie Larson. Sorry, Ben Larson. That's not Brie Larson. It looks like a comedic take on the Anaconda thing, and I am all about that. That sounds freaking great. So bring it on.
But to be clear, this is not a remake of Anaconda. This is about a bunch of friends remaking Anaconda.
It is.
Oh, really?
Even better.
So it's like that's really funny. That's a funny premise.
Even better. You had me at Steve Zahn, so after that, whatever. I don't care. I love him.
Steve Zahn, man.
I know.
Nice.
Or the greats.
I previously recommended, by the way, Dream Scenario, and I stand by that. It's a bizarre comedy where Nicolas Cage keeps appearing in people's dreams. And if you haven't seen that, it is really bizarre, but almost on a Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind level, even though it's not directed by Michelle Gondry, but it's still a lot of fun and worth seeing. So I think that's the most recent Nicolas Cage thing that I've recommended, because I haven't seen Longlegs yet. And
you like anyway. Pig, right? Pig was
I loved Pig. Yeah. Pig was great. Pig, yeah, I have not seen Mandy yet either. So Mandy and Longlegs are my.
I saw Mandy and Longlegs. Longlegs annoyed the hell out of me, and I'm curious what you'll say about it. And he's the problem in it.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
It's a good horror movie, but every time he does his thing, it's Kiss of the Vampire or whatever levels of cringe for me.
So it's not as easy as for him as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
There's a lot of that kind of thing. It's a different different approach. You need to see it for yourself, because I may be alone in this, but it drove me up. I know Monica agrees with me, but we may be the only two. Because otherwise, it's like a really taut, well-made horror movie. He just really took me out of it. But Mandy's awesome. Probably a recommendation for that thing. That's one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. It was great.
I used to think it was about how drunk Nick Cage was during the filming of the movie. Seriously, because there's a level of drunk, and the gold standard is Gone in 60 Seconds, where Nick Cage is cool. Like he doesn't have a lot of that yelling and over the top stuff that he gets when he goes a little farther and drinks a little more.
Is it? Are we sure that it's him drinking, or do we just assume? Are there tales?
I don't know anymore. I can't tell you anymore. But I just used to have this mental Nick Cage calendar, and it was like this year he made movies where he was only drinking a little bit, and then this year he made movies where he was drinking a lot, and they're concerning.
Sure.
Nice.
Well, all right then.
So real quick, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, currently streaming on both Tubi and Netflix, but I recommend you do the Netflix route, because Tubi had some weird issues with their subtitles, and there are some parts that are in Spanish. A lot of the film takes place in Mallorca, and Tubi did not show the subtitles, so it was then that I discovered, it's also on Netflix. We'll flip over there, and we rewatched one of the scenes with the subtitles so we could figure out what was going on. So
weird. Tubi.
So just do
funky.
Netflix.
Yeah. That's where I'm watching Super Bowl this coming weekend. So Tubi.
There you go.
Yeah.
On Tubi.
All right, excellent. That's fantastic. Let's move on down the road to Randy here. What do you got for us before I hit play?
As you know, I am watching things that are heartwarming, and this one was chosen for me by my lovely good wife, and it was very heartwarming. You're about to hear an early encounter between the two main characters, one of whom is a counselor, and the other of whom is the person being counseled, who lives in a residential facility for people who are autistic.
Okay, now can we go over your everyday schedule?
My everyday schedule. Wake up, make bed, get towel and toiletries. If my towel smells funny, put it in the hamper and get a new towel. Go into bathroom. Check to see if I'm having my period. If I am having my period, remember that I am having my period.
And how do you do that?
I put one thumb up to help me remember. If I am having my period, put on a Kotex maxi pad and put my thumb down. Put on an outfit. Monday, orange. Tuesday, lavender. Wednesday, blue. Thursday, dots. Friday, yellow. Saturday, purple. Sunday is red. Go into the kitchen to make toast. Unless Richard the face is hogging the toaster.
Randy.
Unless Richard is hogging the toaster.
I don't know what to make of that. Please tell us more. Who is this?
This is a movie called Please Stand By Ben Lewin, starring Dakota Fanning, who was being talked to by Toni Collette. It is about Dakota Fanning's character going on a road trip solo. and she is not in the right state of mind for it, but is very determined, and she takes a little dog with her, and it's just nice. It's just a nice movie. It's from 2017. Like I say, it's called Please Stand By. Everybody missed it, but it's on a bunch of different streaming services right now, so you can watch it, and it's nice.
I love this.
I don't even remember hearing about
the summary. A young autistic woman runs away from her caregiver in an attempt to submit her 500-page manuscript to a Star Trek writing competition at Paramount Pictures. That's a wild premise, man.
That is.
Yeah, and it's long enough since like Rain Man that you're going to see some things that feel fresh and like original. Mm-hmm. And it's just, like I just said, it's just Dakota Fanning just acting.
I love her
and hitting the road. And things don't go correct. And a bunch of people, when they realize that she skipped town to go to Los Angeles, like a bunch of people spread out all over the West Coast to try to find her and help her because she's at risk. And they're all just great characters. She meets Patton Oswalt. He's a cop who is looking for her, and he's just like it's the perfect role for him, this kind of thing.
Have you seen a picture of this director? I love him. I want to cuddle him. I want to take him places with me. His name is Ben Lewin. Ben Lewin? Okay, there he is.
Lewin, yeah.
Here's a picture, everybody. Just look at this little guy. Look at him. He's just out there making movies, being cute. He's from Poland. He's got an accent. I like this guy a lot.
It's like what Roger Ebert would look like if he were still alive.
Yeah.
That's
actually
funny.
Pretty close. Yeah.
It's a really nicely directed and shot film. Like I enjoyed the cinematography. Any road trip movie, and this also, kicked me back into our discussion about road trip movies. Like any road trip movie has a chance at entertaining you with just looking at places, and this definitely entertained me.
Yeah, it looks great. I love the Fanning girls. For me, are just like the greatest version of like amazing kid actors who kept going and are now amazing women in their and are acting as good as anyone is out there.
The Hollywood machine didn't chew them up and spit them out.
Yep. And they got these great TikTok channels where you can follow them. They're always hanging out with their parents and their family, and they just seem like really like they got all the right things happen for them, and I just think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and they've kind of found their own niche too. Like Dakota Fanning is at her best in a movie like this, where she's complicated, and you need to be, she needs to draw sympathy. And Elle Fanning is like at her best when she has to be strong and powerful and push back on everything around her. And like I think that's really cool. Like you get the right Fanning in the right movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what was Elle Fanning in that TV show with The Great? Yeah. Man, that was so good.
So good.
Is that done? That's over or done? Or I think.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting any more of that.
Yeah, I haven't watched the most recent season, but I do need to finish it.
Just couldn't get enough people to watch it.
Well,
it's too bad.
Look, Nux sometimes is enough for everybody, but this time he
is. He's amazing, and the chemistry between Elle Fanning and Nicholas Hoult is what really made the show. Mm-hmm. And you just want the two of them in other things. Yeah. I've said that before. In this case, with Please Stand By, Dakota Fanning is playing a character that is not supposed to be able to have chemistry with anybody. And so she's, like I say, like Rain Man, she's a completely blank slate that you can lay a bunch of different stories around. Mm-hmm. And like just a nice little movie. Please Stand By when you need a pick me up.
I might need one after what I saw. So
okay, go for it.
Scott, bring in the dark, everybody. I did a thing based on Monica, aka Wicked Kitten's recommendation. As you know, she is the host of Gore and a huge fan of all things horror. And I had seen the movie X back in 2019 or 2020 or whenever it came out, 22, whatever it was, and thought it was really good. This is a Ty West film. And I wanted to see the prequel, which is called Pearl. So I did. And here's my clip.
One day you'll never see me again. That's right, Charlie. Farm life may be it for you, but it sure ain't for me. I'm special. Mama's gonna feel real stupid when she finds out, won't she?
All right, you're hearing Mia Goth as Pearl in that. Pearl, of course, famously played by her also in the first movie X, but she plays two characters. She plays Maxine, who is on the scene to do a porn film with the guy from... What's that Wyoming movie or show that's on Netflix my wife loves? Anyway, I can never remember it. Jenna, by the way, I forgot Jenna Ortega's in that first one, that X movie. Before things took off.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Really weird, subtle role for her. But anyway, I I really liked Pearl. And I think the reason I liked Pearl, you can even hear it in that clip. It's presented early on and kind of throughout in a very classical Hollywood kind of way. Mm-hmm. The credits, even as they come on screen, they kind of fold into screen, and they're the fonts of the 50s, like Gone with the Wind kind of vibes on everything.
A little bit of Somewhere Over the Rainbow for Pearl, like she's kind of
a little bit
in Kansas on a farm,
a little bit, and they'll do these things early on. It's a very different film because the first movie was very much like, hey, we love movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so we're going to make a movie kind of like that. And that is kind of what X is. This is way different than that. And in its own right, stands on its own. Like, I don't even think you need the other movies to have Pearl be a strong entry. I haven't seen the third one. I haven't seen Maxine. I probably will at this point because now I need to see it through. Yeah. Which was last year or 2 years ago, 2023.
Last year.
Was it 23? I thought it was 23. Well, anyway.
Last year was 2024.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, I thought it was in 2023. I'm saying. Wasn't it? That movie?
No, I thought it came out in 2024. I thought it was last year.
You are correct. 2024. There it is. Okay. Oh, it's even newer than I thought. I should be able to find that somewhere. Yeah, anyway.
I streamed it, so you should be able to as well.
So Pearl is this real weird mix of bright-eyed, innocent, forward-looking young girl in the 1920s. Or is it even the teens? No, it's 20s because it's silent films and stuff. And it's also mixed, though, with moments of like, yeah, but she just killed a goose with a pitchfork and fed it to an alligator. And you're like, oh, okay, she's kind of messed up. Like you're starting to see the underpinnings of her psychosis where she becomes this crazy old woman in the future in the 70s. And following that along is just a treat. Mia Goth is so good in this. There is a scene in here that Martin Scorsese says is one of the best he's ever seen in his life, which is, can you imagine higher praise than that? But it's this long, drawn-out scene where she is talking to a girlfriend of hers, a friend of hers, at a table at the farmhouse where she's just explaining her life, why she thinks she's broken, as if she's talking to her husband, kind of, who's not home from the war yet. And the camera doesn't cut from her for like 15 minutes. And she blew me away. I don't know why that didn't get like Oscar nominations. It probably should have. She was amazing in it. Anyway, by the end, it kind of goes full X in terms of, you know, some people get chopped up and it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. The blood, the gore. Yeah.
But they do it, and they do it with this backdrop of that music still. And in her mind, it's just, you know, I'm in happy Candyland all the time. And it's really something. I think it's amazing, and it made me realize that Mia Goth is so much more than just a few hits. She's got something special. She's a really good actress.
And she's English.
Yeah.
So like all of her accents that she does in all three of these movies, the Southern accents and all the other ones, completely, you know, believable, but not her actual accent.
Nope.
It's great.
Yeah, it's really good. I saw this on Paramount Plus. It is also on Netflix, and I think one other. I don't know why this is all over the place right now, but
right.
Maxine, by the way, is streaming on Max appropriately.
Right. X and Maxine are on Max. Pearl is on Netflix.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I saw it on Paramount. So if you have Netflix or Paramount, you can see Pearl there, and then hopefully if you have Max, you can do the whole thing. But I came away really impressed, and it makes me excited for whatever Ty West does next, and I want to see Maxine now. And you know, this one just had an artistic value to it that is not just some schlocky horror movie. There was just more going on here, and I was pretty blown away by it. 1918 is when it's set. I always get the dates wrong.
Oh wow. The styles of the three different movies too. So when you get to Maxine, you're gonna see it's like those slasher films of the 80s. Like the one that I always think of is Angel, about the, you know, she's a schoolgirl during the day, but she's a hooker at night. And she has to solve these murders of all these other, sex workers. Back then it was hookers in the 80s. But that style of 80s slasher film, not the low budget of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre like the first movie, but the bigger budget of the slashers of the 80s.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. This also features very small role, but features a brief role from David Corn Sweat, our new Superman. He's in there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, this guy. He has a pretty rough demise, but He's great.
Oh, he's okay. Now I know who he is. Yeah.
Remember the car, that whole thing.
Yep. Yeah.
And Mia Goth is in the next Guillermo del Toro movie.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
that's Frankenstein, where I saw the preview for that. I was like, I turned it off real quick, but I thought for a while that was Millie Bobby Brown. But nope, not her at all. It's Mia Goth.
You know what's cool is Ty West gave her a full writing credit on Pearl because of her the improv and the work she did. I think that's freaking great. Cool. She's good, man. She's real good. I think we're going to see just everything forever from her. She's also in the new Blade. She's Lilith. If that thing ever gets made.
If it ever gets made.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I have my doubts. They're the only two confirmed cast, Mahershala Ali and her. So, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, and Wesley Snipes all but said in Deadpool Wolverine that he's going to be the only Blade.
Yeah. I have hope. I want this to get made.
I'm hoping because, I want to see Mahershala Ali in that role, of course, but I also want to see what they do with side characters, since that's what they would be also introducing with Blade.
Sure. So anyway, available now. Go check it out. Pearl, if you're into horror movies, if you want to just feel good, Randy's Recommental. And of course, Brian's is up there as well at quicktms.li, everybody. It's all up there. Links and everything.
If you want to laugh, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yep. And if you want to feel good, what's it called?
Please Stand By.
Please stand by. And if you want to worry about the mental health of a young lady in 1918, check out Pearl. All right, that's going to do it for us, Randy. Fantastic stuff as always. What's our film sack this weekend?
We're watching The Talented Mr. Ripley because we can't get enough Matt Damon the last couple of years. We're just watching and Jude Law. We're watching all of their movies. And The Talented Mr. Ripley is now 25 years old.
Jeez.
Wow.
I just can't. We're getting old.
There was a kid born the day that movie came out that now gets really good rates on rental cars.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, think of that.
There you go.
Actually, that's close to
just
being
as able to rent them. I don't think anybody's getting good rates on rental cars.
Well, that's a good point. Don't you get something lower if you do?
Yeah.
I don't think you can rent if you're under 25, can you?
You can. You just have to pay more.
Oh, really? I thought, but back when I was renting for media marketing, I wasn't able to rent until I was 25.
Yeah. But once you're 25, then the price... Oh, yeah. So how would that work if you couldn't rent before 25?
That's what I'm saying. The price became available when I turned 25, but that was back in the 90s. So it's probably different. Like Randy's saying, it's probably different now.
I might be thinking of driver's insurance. That might be it.
Oh, maybe.
Because when I was 21, I was paying a whole lot more for insurance than I was when I was 25. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Hertz will rent to anybody. They keep emailing me with the subject line, please rent a car. Will you please?
Well, they gotta wash all that.
Do Turo. If nothing else, do Turo.
Yeah. Oh, we had a listener. We got to have them. If you're the listener who told me you had a nightmare story to tell about Turo, please write in. They never. I asked for it and they never wrote.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, I'm not doing Turo anymore, so I'd love to hear
I want to know what happened because it was like, it was the worst experience of my life. And I said, please tell us more, and I haven't heard back.
What if it's Brian Ibbett sleepwalking? Like he wakes up in the middle of the night, but he doesn't wake up fully, and he sends you emails.
Yeah,
he's like,
it might be me. Yeah,
I need to tell you about Turo.
Taking so much Ambien these days.
Yeah, you're only supposed to take one. Brian's popping like 4 of those a night. So
I wish I got enough sleep to sleepwalk.
Right.
Oh, my sister used to do it. She almost jumped off a roof once. We should bring that up on a Wendy segment.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. She almost leaped right off a roof, like a 2-story roof to her.
What's her face in the Freddy Krueger 3, the Dream Warriors.
Yeah, it was a little like that, actually.
Arquette, Patricia Arquette.
I remember seeing that and going, oh, that hits a little too close to home. Yeesh.
Have a very good day, friends.
Randy,
you too.
You'd have one. Okay. He's out. Ryan, we're about done here. A couple quick things. Got a call about Zsa Zsa Gabor and a horse.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just going to play it.
Hey, Scott and Brian. I was listening to the one you recently talking about parades, and it reminded me, back in, I think it was around like 1989, my friends and I went to the Rose Parade in California, and it was the year that Zsa Zsa Gabor slapped a cop. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of near the end of the parade. So the crowds weren't that big. And we were standing near the edge of the route. And here comes Zsa Zsa Gabor riding a horse near us. And my friend Steve yells out to her, "Hey, Zsa Zsa, slap the horse." That's it. It was funny. She didn't react. I'm sure she heard him, though. Anyway, keep up the good work. Hug a hobo. Bye. This is Chuck in Salem, Oregon.
Oh, it's Chuck. Thank you, Chuck.
Bye.
Thanks, Chuck. We appreciate it. I want someone to. I want to see Zsa Zsa Gabor slap a horse. I don't want to see a horse get hurt, but
no, she definitely heard it.
Yeah, she probably did. She's still with us, or did she die? She died, right? She out of here.
Zsa Zsa, I think both Gabor sisters have passed on.
Okay. Yeah. Not, to speak ill of the dead, but she did slap a cop.
She may have even been in the 90s. I think it was. Let's see. Oh, more recently than that, 2016.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
She was 99 years old. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's hear it for those Hungarians living a long time.
Yeah, man. You better hope some of that blood kicks in for the old Ibit line. You know what I mean?
That's right. And her 9 husbands.
Is that true?
Yep.
Do we know?
Buren Belge, Conrad Hilton, George Sanders, Herbert Huttner, Joshua S. Cosden Jr., Jack Ryan. Oh, wow, she's married to Jack Ryan. Michael O'Hara, Felipe de Alba, and finally, Frederick Prinz von Arnholt.
And that was the last marriage. So that one lasted a long time.
Yeah.
86 to 2016. That's a long marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So say what you want about the all these quickie marriages. That last one really stuck. Jeez. And one kid from all that. One kid.
That's right.
Francesca Hilton.
Ava was the one who died in the 90s.
Yeah.
From the Aristocats and the Rescuers, and
her older sister Magda, she died in 97.
Was she even an actor? I guess she was socialite and actress.
Yep. And she
I have never even heard of Magda.
And she also had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 husbands.
Wow.
And no children.
Crazy.
And then let's see.
Ava had 5 husbands.
Jeez, dude.
Boy, it was just a marrying family. You weren't anybody in the in Hollywood unless you married a Gabor.
How do you live to be 100? You marry 15 guys. That's how you do it.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Chuck. We appreciate it. That's going to do it for today's show. If you're looking for anything, you'll find it at frogpants.com/TMS. And that includes links to the songs we play, all that kind of fun stuff, including this one Brian's about to play.
That's right. Well, this one comes from Raven CTG in our chat. She says, February 2nd, a few days ago, marks the 47th trip for my darling husband around the sun. He is my rock and my biggest fan, and I cannot imagine how we ever did it without each other. Josh is the one who introduced me to the Tadpole cult all those years ago, and we've spent so many hours listening to all things Frog Pants since. Thank you for all the laughs and the support. You guys are the best. Love, Raven.
Well, he gets one of these.
Happy birthday to you.
Little young 47-year-old. Just a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Josh, I heard you had a bad day yesterday. Hopefully your day today is going better today.
I hope so, too.
So Raven said, any cover of a Toadies song? Well, I've got one. Got one right here. This is by Ryan Bingham featuring the Texas Gentlemen. It's a cover of Possum Kingdom from the 2023 album Texas Wild. Here is Possum Kingdom.
Frog in pants. How's that for a visual? Find more amazing at frogpants.com.
What kind of a fascist hash foundry are you running here?